This time on Roadkill, the soul of the General Mayhem gets a new lease on life. That was awesome.
Before we get into this episode of Roadkill, cast your mind back to when we built the General Mayhem, our 68 Charger that we stuffed with a 440 out of a motorhome. Now, I'll reveal right now that courtesy of our sponsorship of Dodge, yup, the General Mayhem is now going to get repowered with a 707 horsepower Hellcat Hemi. And that leaves me with a spare 440 and 727 sitting around, because yep, we yanked this thing out of the Charger, but now we're gonna load it into the bed of my buddy's truck and head up around Bakersfield, California, and give this 440 new life for the third time. We're here north of Bakersfield, California at my friend Steve Dulcich's farm. You can see over there he makes grapes happen, and he turns grapes into raisins. But he's also a big-time Mopar guy. He's also the editor of Engine Masters magazine, and I've known him for a long, long time. We've traded a bunch of cars around here and there, and we finally settled on this one 1970 Plymouth Duster that's gonna be mine, and we're gonna take the engine and transmission out of the General Mayhem and plop it into that Duster and drive away probably in a day or two. Man, the Plymouth Duster is like my go-to muscle car. I learned how to drive a stick in one of these things back in the 80s, and since then I've owned 8 of them, including this one. This model is a 1970, the first year of the Plymouth Valiant Duster. This one's a 6-cylinder car. You know, I've had better Dusters, I've had worse, but I haven't had a whole lot that actually run and drive, and that's what I've gotta do here. The problem is this car has been sitting here on the farm for at least 5 years. I haven't even seen it in that long, and Finnegan has never seen it. There it is.
Is it everything you remember?
It's a little worse than I remembered, actually.
No, I don't think so.
A little more surface rust.
It's got windows, though. That's huge for us.
This is good.
It's mint.
It's got rat action too. Look, the rats have been pulling out the stuffing.
Well, that's the headliner. Look at the door panels. Don't concentrate on the negative.
Oh.
This thing's, the bench seat's in perfect condition.
I hope you got a shop vac. Jesus.
Look at all the mold.
That's moss.
There's a
Talking
difference.
about, yeah.
That's gross.
Moss. It's natural, come on, man.
If we didn't arrive here soon, this car was gonna return to the earth.
I think this thing's pretty good, actually. It's straight.
Yeah, it's as straight as a die. I mean, this thing runs like a top. Well, it did. If it had a motor, maybe.
Oh, did you dent this?
I don't know.
I think you did.
I don't remember that.
Can you fix that for me while we're here?
Yeah.
Because that's not good.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where's the hood latch on one of these?
Do you remember how to open the hood on that, Freiberg?
Oh, yeah. You know how many Dusters I've had?
Oh, there you go. You know how to
See?
open the hood,
That's the key.
I was wondering if you'd have the technique down.
Oh, wow.
Hey, it has a transmission.
Power steering,
Yep.
manual brakes, it's set up perfectly.
This is every bit as good as I recall.
I think it's too good for you for a burger.
I think it is.
Look at that grill.
The grill is nice.
I should have swiped that before you saw it.
Did you buy this thing initially, or did I?
No, I bought that, and I traded you a Dart over there for a set of heads.
Oh, that's right.
And I was going to trade you this for that Charger, but I bought the Charger because you had it on Craigslist.
Right.
So I ended up with both of your cars.
After all that, I gave you a 71 Challenger. Is it a 70?
Well, I know you took care of me.
I did
So,
take
I
care
mean,
of
yeah,
that.
we're even.
We're even.
Yeah.
I am so confused. Which car are we even working on now?
But this one.
I don't have a clue what's going on right now. I guess the end result is we're gonna drag this out with a tractor right now, and we're gonna get it running using the running gear out of the General Mayhem, which, as you remember, is all used motorhome parts. Hey, look at that, it rolls.
Today's Tuesday. We've got the rest of the week to work on it. Basically, I just want to get this car running and driving. If I can actually get it to the point where it moves up and down the street under its own power, we might go to the drag strip, but basically I just need to do burnouts. I did a little bit of a poll on our Facebook page asking people whether we should do like a pro stock lookalike drag car out of the Duster or make it more of a daily driver. And surprisingly enough, people wanted to see a daily driver. So the Crop Duster, named for Dulcich's farm here, is going to end up hopefully as a perfectly daily drivable big block A-body.
This is a rare moment in Roadkill. We are inside of a shop with most of the tools we need to do the job. Still, we'll manage to take forever to do this.
Here's another Duster on the property, and this thing has a really good story. This is actually a pretty famous project car in Carcraft magazine. It was just called the Orange Duster. People just knew it as that. They still ask about it. Well, like 13 years ago, I sold it to Dulcich because I needed to get an engagement ring for my now wife. I know what you're thinking. Yep. Well, but he's let the thing just sit here and pretty much rot. It had a 360 in it and a 4-speed. And what did this thing run, like 1270s at Bakersfield? It was pretty good. But now that it's been sitting here forever, I'm gonna shamelessly part it out. I'm gonna pull the 8 3/4 out of this thing so that we can throw it into the new Duster. Because as you can see, the new Duster is far more critical to finish than this one with a fresh, shiny Steve Dulcich paint job.
Why don't we just put the motor in this one then too?
Because that would make too much sense.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That is all junk. Flimsy leaf springs, tiny 10-inch brakes, 7 1/4 inch with who knows, probably a 323 or worse. Garbage. The motor here is a Mopar Big Block, a 440 out of a 77 motorhome. Now the trick here is that a Big Block was never available in a Duster from the factory, so installing it is going to be a bit of a trick. And we need more power. This thing was rated at 185 flywheel horsepower, and we're going to fix that throwing on a bunch of speed parts out of Dulcich's stock, including a used set of Edelbrock CNC ported cylinder heads. We're going to throw a camshaft in the thing. We've got an Edelbrock air gap intake and a Holley 750 carburetor. We've only worked like half a day today and we're virtually done. We're gonna slam these heads on, then we gotta pull the whole front dress off, slap a camshaft in it, put it together, and we're gonna have it in the car this evening in time for steak at Arby's at the gas station at midnight. In the end, we did the math and found out that this thing is only going to have 8.0 to 1 compression, which is officially not good. We also changed out the camshaft. We originally thought we were going to install a Hughes grind, but when Dulcich spotted his old Isky Super Cam that was in his Charger in his high school years more than 25 years ago, he knew that was the bump stick we had to have for good luck.
It's only 6:30 at night. I think we're going to leave soon because we've made so much progress. We've added aluminum heads to the General Mayhem motor, which is now going in the crop duster. And because we didn't clean off the Dirtfish mud, the whole engine looks aluminum. Dirty aluminum, but aluminum nonetheless. We'll be done by tomorrow night.
Our goal here is to do everything as cheaply as possible by using everything that we can off of the Charger. And that includes this 26-inch radiator that's way bigger than the 22 that was available in the Duster. We measured it up, and the radiator was going to hit the hood, so it was time to break out the big guns.
Oh, that moved a lot. Wow,
sorry.
That's some blow.
Okay. Ooh, that was a close one. Oh, yeah.
That was good.
Oh, like
Man,
butter.
you're getting good.
You should see it.
One more.
One more? All right.
Oh, famous last words. Oh,
Okay. How does it look, Freiberger?
it looks carefully massaged.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's practically Frenched in.
It is. These are TTI headers, which is like the best. Watch this glaring endorsement. These are actually 1 3/4 inch engine swap headers just for putting the big block in the A body. This header actually fits a B&E body also, but the miracle is that it fits the A body. So it turns out the headers don't fit after all, which I would have known if I'd read either the website or the instructions for these things. The problem is that the high-deck Big Block 440 does not work when you try and use power steering, which was a luxury I was not willing to give up for this particular Duster. So let the mayhem begin. This is gonna get ugly.
Plenty of flow for a motorhome now. Don't come over here.
They're like the village blacksmith.
Beautiful.
What happened to this header? Dude, you've
perfectly
gotta be
sized.
kidding me. I paid $700 for these.
Dulcich will give you 20 bucks for them now.
This was about the time I need to break the news to Finnegan and Dulcich that no matter how many times you bash the header with a hammer, it doesn't help when you don't hit it in the right place. So Dulcich is gonna have to fix it with fire.
Oh, I fully intend to destroy your header, Freiberger.
I think we're past that point.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah. If you ordered the right header, I wouldn't have to save you.
Yeah.
The earmuffs on fire has to be perfectly done. If you owe me a new pair of earmuffs.
Wow, it's like alcohol fire. It's burning.
Yeah, once the earmuffs go up.
Yeah, you can't stop them.
No, it's like a nuclear power plant disaster.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and just keep that from burning the water hose, because then it might pop and put the fire out.
Yeah, that would be a shame. Is there any part you're unhappy with?
Oh, the whole thing.
Really?
Yeah.
I can split that right there and then re-weld it and take that dimple out of it.
That's that dimple that's going to kill the 12 horsepower that we need.
Yeah. I think I'm done.
Sweet.
How's that, Freiberger?
Yeah. It's mint. It turns out that reading the directions is in fact more convenient than pulling the engine in and out like 5 times. Because if I'd read them, I would have discovered that the Schumacher Creative Services engine mount kit says clearly you've got to use a Mopar C-body oil pan with their kit. Amazingly, Dulcich had one in stock. And then we had to pull out the engine again because the instructions also say that you need to cut out a portion of the cross member to clear the external oil pump on the big block. But once we'd got all that done, the accessories finally began to fall into place. We got the radiator on it, the intake manifold, the carburetor. We were starting to feel good. Now it's the morning of engine should have been running already day, but we've still got some stuff to do. We installed all our MSD ignition, including a 6AL box under the battery, new distributor, coil, and wires. We also have a new Adoptima battery. Yeah, that's an Optima that we've adopted from another owner. What happens is, guys send these batteries back for warranty to Optima. Optima checks them, there's nothing wrong with them, and so they send them to Roadkill.
We are about to start working on the exhaust system. We've got the old pipes from the General Mayhem here that don't exactly line up, and one of our headers is pointing right into the cross member for the transmission, so we're cutting the collector apart. We're going to weld this whoop-de-doo right into it, cut that again, and we'll make it work one way or another.
Well, it's not hitting.
Awesome. Now we've got to recut it and weld another bend to it, effectively making it an S, so that we can try to connect the rest of the exhaust pipes, which we've scavenged from the General Mayhem.
The priority on Roadkill is never to actually get the engine running. It's to do things like exhaust, cosmetics, making the spark plug wires perfect. Whether the engine actually runs is really insignificant.
It's all about the noise and style.
It's all about the accessories. Well, the exhaust system took all day long, but the upside is we're finally ready to bring the 440 to life. We're about to fire it up for the very first time, and the thing is, you really want to get it to just snap, fire right up, because we have to break in a hydraulic flat tappet camshaft. You have to mate the surface of the lifter to the lobe on the camshaft by running the thing up at varying high RPM for about 20 minutes. These things are notorious for going flat, meaning that wear surface just eats itself alive. This is a cross your fingers moment right here. We'll probably screw it up. Man, we fired up the 440 and it was all smiles from 3 completely worn out dudes. And we should probably be concerned that the header was glowing red while we were braking in the camshaft, but that's not really important right now. What's important is win. It's Friday morning. This thing is supposed to be running and driving by now, and it's not. So that's when we start parting out the nice car here. Now you might ask yourself, why would we be building the clapped out old white Duster instead of the perfectly good nice orange Duster? See, the problem is as soon as you paint something and have expectations of it being nice, the whole project just pretty much falls apart at that point. This has been sitting here for almost 10 years because Dulcich wants to do it right. He doesn't want to slam it together in a week like the white one. And so naturally, since he has no plans to actually work on it and make it perfect, we're going to part it out. We're going to take the rear end out of this thing, and I have a feeling the gas tank's going to be coming out of it pretty soon too.
Could have stolen the exhaust off this car. We're idiots.
The rear axle that we took out of the white Duster is a Mopar 7 1/4, which is fragile like glass. This new rear end is a Mopar 8 3/4, which is the diameter of the ring gear, and these things are pretty beefy, and this particular one has 410 gears, a sure grip, and Caltrax bars for traction devices on the leaf springs. Last night, while no one was paying attention, Dulcich and I put the disc brakes on it because even Roadkill is not irresponsible enough to put a big block into an A-body with the stock 10-inch front drum brakes, which are really bad. We used a kit from CPP. It's basically later model Mopar stuff, like calipers off mid-70s cars. And it uses a B-body spindle. The thing is that the upper ball joint is different for those, and so they also give you a new stamped upper control arm that drops right into the A-body but uses the B-body type ball joint to adapt the whole thing. Almost the last thing I think we have to do is the drive shaft. I've got the shaft that came out of the General Mayhem 68 Charger, and it's longer wheelbase than this car, so it needs to be shorter, even though the spline on the transmission and the yoke at the back are identical. So we're just gonna measure it up, chop this drive shaft in half, shorten it up, weld it back together, and it'll be balanced perfectly. Here's something you really do not want to do at home. And you really don't want to have Finnegan and Dulcich do it for you either, because watch this. They're going to cut up this drive shaft, shorten it, grind it, weld it back together, and do a lot of praying that it is going to survive.
I'm genuinely excited to see when we put this back together. A, does it shake the car apart? And B, does it end up going right through the floorboards of the car during the first, hole shot with David driving?
Imagine this, the drive shaft also took all day to do. We're a full day behind now, so we wrapped it up by throwing the hood back on the car, test fitting some wheels and tires, we did our own home wheel alignment, and finally, it was time for some sleep.
Today's weird. It's like opposite day. Instead of laying on the ground, wiring, plumbing, welding, I'm standing here watching Dulcich prep a trunk to paint it.
I don't know what is wrong with Dulcich's little brain when he looks at this Duster and goes, I can't live with myself because it has a brown deck lid. So we watched him paint the thing before we finally pushed the car outside, ready for burnouts. But no. Even on roadkill, it's the laziness that'll bite you. I'd had a brand new year one gas tank ready to install in this thing for a week, and I didn't do it. And when we finally got the car outside, the carburetor clogged up with a bunch of varnish. And so there we were, lying on our backs in the middle of the street with gas running down our armpits, and we threw in that new gas tank. And finally, the moment you've all been waiting for. Burnouts are a good enough way to end an episode of Roadkill, but there's more win to be had this time. We're gonna roll this thing down to the chassis dyno at Westech Performance. survey says 356 rear wheel horsepower and 419 pound-feet of torque at the tire. But even better than that, next we're going to take it to the drag strip. See this? That's a TorqueFlite automatic transmission extension housing. It's not supposed to be quick release.
We got the special two-piece deal, right?
After the dyno day, we discovered that our hideously unbalanced drive shaft broke this. So it went back up to Steve's place for a whole bunch of fixes. He solved this, fixed the drive shaft, and finally transformed the Duster into the 80s street race look, the icon that I was looking for with a six-pack scoop. We got Kragers on it now, we got M&H's we're gonna hook up, and finally we're at the drag strip to see what it's gonna run. What's your guess?
I'm hoping it's going to be in the 12 somewhere.
Say it out loud.
And I also hope it makes it down the track in one piece.
That's all I'm hoping for.
You know, in a straight. I aligned this with a tape measure and bubble level, so it may be a little shaky at the top.
I should make you ride.
I would. Whoa, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty fast. I gotta tell you, this episode was a lot of really grueling wrenching. I pretty much killed Dulcich and Finnegan, not to mention the video crew, but I don't care because I've got a time slip that says 12:39 at 113 miles an hour. That is not bad for what we pulled off here, especially when you consider that the short block is stock motorhome garbage. And forgive me a little bit of bench racing, but I will tell you this thing could use a little bit more of work on the carburetor. It needs a better torque converter, and it will go in the 11s. I have had a whole lot of Dusters, but I think this is finally the one. This car looks exactly like every street race car that I ran against in the 80s. Finnegan says that this car is going to go right back to Dulcich's farm and rot for another 5 to 7 years. And I admit that would be my norm, but I'm going to do everything I can to prove him wrong. I really want to drive this car. And maybe you'll find out if I can live up to that on a future episode of Roadkill.
We need you petting the cat. Holding it like Dr. Evil on this thing.